If you're an HR director or an employer, you have a problem that I bet you're not addressing. You may think you've got it covered. So, for example, you know that employees who are stressed or anxious will on average cost about 23 days in sick leave every year per employee. But there's a much bigger problem right on top of that you need a solution for. Presenteeism is costing employers more than absenteeism. So employees arrive at work, they come into work sick, they come into work stressed, they come into work just not quite with it. They make up about 60% of the total cost of work illness to the company. And most of the root causes for this come from outside of the company, from their home lives. Is your wellness employee program really doing enough to build resilience in employees with areas like separation and divorce, for example? Events that negatively impact not just on the employee, but on their teams and on the company as a whole. But much of the financial and psychological impact can be reduced by building in resilience to the employees, simply by sharing key information and inspiration to all employees before they find themselves with some major life crisis. For example, at least half and probably more of your employees will believe that if they are cohabiting, that they are protected by something known as common law marriage. What they will not know is that common law marriage doesn't exist. And they don't have the resilience to deal with the 27% likelihood that those that are cohabiting will split before their first child is 5 years old. A life-changing process that has financial ramifications not just for them, but for their employers. Out of every 1,000 employees, on average 63 will be cohabiting, and 17 of those will split before their first child is 5 years old. The way that they go through that process will largely determine whether it's horrendous or smooth, and that comes down to whether they're getting access to the key information and resources that they need to build that resilience, exactly what I provide through the Happy Workers Family Life Resilience Pack. Your workforce, colleagues and management are not robots. They're real people with real lives, and those real lives can cost your company time and money. As a UK expert on family change, I've written for national magazines and parenting magazines. I've been on Breakfast TV, Women's Hour, and as the UK's alternative divorce guide, I'm well placed to create this resource of videos and other key resources. I myself was in a 10-year cohabiting relationship, which ended very suddenly with 3 young children, and I didn't have the same levels of protection that my married friends had. I survived by being resilient, but it would have been so much less stressful and painful if I'd had the same resources that I'm now able to share with others. Employee wellness is incomplete if you don't build in resilience. Resilience has been long overlooked by many wellness programs, and yet decades of research have shown clearly that resilient workforces are healthier and more productive. So if you take action, you're going to be in the vanguard of employee wellness, and you're going to reap the financial benefits that come with that. A more resilient workforce is a more competitive workforce, able to work at maximum efficiency more of the time. Listen to this quote from a high-level manager. "The confusion and stress of divorce impacted my ability to focus at work. And with a high-level management role in a large council, the negative impact on my teams and employers was inevitable. Also, as a man, I did not want to discuss the matter with my colleagues and even avoided using the EAP support, which did not provide the specialist information that I needed. The divorce caused me to take time off work to gather information and had a huge emotional impact on my effectiveness at work. However, once I received the information I needed via Susie Miller's resources, I was able to resolve many of those issues and get back to working at full capacity within a very short space of time without any financial impact to my employers." That high-level manager was not only able to get back being productive again, but also he had built up a resilience to future life crises and was able, in confidence, to support other employees and work colleagues during their own difficult times where they may have had similar situations in their lives. Whatever the size of your company or the number of employees you have, let me help you share this collection of resources that I've compiled over the last 5 years, endorsed by the likes of Resolution Family Law Association, National Family Mediation and other reputable bodies, self-help tools and hundreds of pounds worth of one-to-one expert support, all at no cost to your employees and at no cost to you. Obviously, it's not going to be free forever, only to early adopters. The problem you had now has a solution. So let's build resilience together with your employees by taking these 3 simple steps. 1, register for a conversation so we can assess your company's needs. Number 2, share the anonymous survey with your employees, but also share in accessing the data that comes from it. Number 3, make the Happy Workers Family Life Resilience Pack available to your employees via email. Please register now for a callback. I'm Susie Miller of Happy Workers Family Life Resilience Pack.